Okay, I'm a startup. I'm unfamiliar with the national security community, the defense market. We now have the PAEs, the portfolio acquisition executives, and had 14 critical technology areas, now have six. What's this mean? How do I approach this market given the new environment?
This is an amazing change if it actually sticks and it actually has the effect that it is intending. And let me explain that. The shift, say, the way it used to work is you had individual program managers for each program. So if I had the program for one little UUV, an undersea unmanned vehicle, and then my colleague down the hall in the government, my colleague down the hall owned a program for a bigger UUV, and my colleague further down the hall owned the program for a submarine. Okay, so it's in this big office. Each one of us owns this one little program. The way it used to work is that Congress would micromanage the funding of each one of these little programs with a very bad, usually a very bad decision-making bias in how many jobs does this create for my district. Okay, so the U.S. warfighter was given weapons determined by Congress people who are merely trying to use this as a jobs program for their district. It's extremely bad. Okay, if you think about it, the warfighter should say, no, weapon A is awesome, weapon B sucks, it was yesterday's technology. I want the cash to flow to weapon A, I want more of that right now. Congress was unfortunately micromanaging the purchase of weapons without the competence, without the overarching higher level understanding of warfighter needs, without even caring which was the better weapon and which was the worst weapon. So now you introduce a structure where a portfolio acquisition executive owns, instead of individual program, you have somebody who owns a portfolio of capabilities. And theoretically, that person's responsibility is to deliver undersea, superiority or undersea supremacy. That's the thing that they are delivering, and they've got dozens of individual programs underneath them. And in theory, that PAE can look across the portfolio one day and say, you know what, that UUV is not producing the end value that this other UUV program is producing, or some satellite technology that might provide me the same end benefit of whether it's situational awareness in a hunk of ocean, or ability to deliver a piece of ordnance or destructive power to a point undersea XYZ. It's these end performance goals, these end performance objectives that have to be the responsibility of these PAEs, so they can turn off one program, shut off the money to one program when another better weapon or better capability that produces either the same end result at a lower price or a better end result at the same price. So it's a focus now on not these individual platforms, individual weapons, but it's what is the end result. And having a person in a seat of responsibility whose job is to deliver the end result, okay, instead of delivering a particular weapon system, is vastly superior. Now, this can and probably will be sabotaged by Congress, okay?